Alright, so thank you for joining me. So right now this is not Hurricane Lee. This is not Lee. This is Hurricane Hova or Jova. Hurricane Hova right now. And you can see it was going west-northwest, and now it's made a northwest turn. Right now, if I have to estimate, Hurricane Hova is very likely a Category 5. Just based on what I'm seeing right now, how intense the convection is, it's very likely a Category 4 or 5 hurricane. I mean, this is just incredibly intense convection. I mean, look at this. We already have a hurricane in the Atlantic, Hurricane Lee, and it doesn't look anything like Hova. Like, Hova is like, oof. I mean, very disorganized. Lee is very, very disorganized. Yeah, it's a hurricane, but very disorganized right now. So yeah, that's why I'm not expecting Lee to become a major hurricane, at least until tomorrow afternoon. I'm under a special marine warning for some thunderstorms that are passing to my north. There's actually a gust front coming through my area right now. But the storms have weakened a bit. There was some lightning earlier. Remember that thunderhead video I did like a few minutes ago? Or a couple hours ago? Those storms are passing to my north, and there is a gust front that's about to come through. Actually, in just a few minutes. Actually, I'm going to go outside to film the gust front, but I don't think it's going to come through with much fanfare. But the reason I'm live streaming is because of Hurricane Hova. I mean, Hurricane Lee. Let's just say that models are trending a lot further west now. Yeah. None of the operationals have a direct landfall on the East Coast. Even the Canadian still has it going out to sea. But there's been a trend, especially with the 12Z European run. Yeah, so this may impact eastern New England. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go outside for a couple minutes. I'm not ending the live stream. I'm just gonna go out. I'm gonna make another live stream on my phone. So this is still gonna be going. This is still gonna be filming. But I'm just going outside for a couple minutes so I can film the gust front and some of the lightning. Alright. The gust front should be on top of us right now, actually. What the heck? Am I? Oh crap. Alright guys, I'm going outside right now to film the storm that's coming into my area right now. I'm starting up a new live stream. Yeah, the gust front is just basically here. Even showing up on the radar, so it's going to be pretty. It's going to come through some gusty winds. I'm presuming 10 to 20 miles an hour, maybe 30. I am back. The gust front just moved through. I am now going to be uploading the video. It did not come through with any precip. There was some lightning out there. The precipitation is off to my northeast. So yeah, just moved through with some gusty winds. Not too strong, about 15 to, I would say 20 to 30 mile per hour winds with this gust front. And the special marine warning is water spouts, hazard water spouts, wind gusts 34 knots or greater, and large hail. Yeah, I'm looking on the radar. There is no way these are producing any water spouts of any kind. The convection has basically fallen apart already. And even when it was stronger, there was no indication of any significant rotation. Maybe on the northeast side, of the cells, there was a little bit of rotation, but nothing impressive. All right, I'm going to be uploading this. Don't worry, I'm still live here, so I'm just going to click upload. Oh, come on, off me. Let's see. It was dead calm outside when I started filming, so speed it. Alright, I'm going to be using talk to text, so whatever I'm saying, it's for the phone. There were some intense showers and thunderstorms off the coast over Lake Ontario. That spawned special marine warnings, warned for water spouts, large hail, and wind gusts 34 knots or greater, period. While there is no precipitation over Oswego and all of it stayed to the north, the storms produced a pretty intense outflow boundary, which extended from Oswego down to Fulton, and this gust front moved as of the upload of this video is heading eastward towards downtown Oswego. Winds were approximately 25 to 35 miles per hour at strongest, and were well below severe limits. It's not letting me do tags for some reason. Okay. Description, public. Okay. I'm gonna upload it. Okay, set as instant premiere for the 6th. I'm gonna do at 11. Set as instant premiere. No advance. Okay, there we go. It's now letting me do tags. Great. Okay, that sucks. No tags. Well, I'm back. So this is Hurricane Lee. We just had some gusty winds move through because of a gust front. This is the same storm system that's forecast to bring some severe weather. This is, yeah, see, no, tomorrow there's about a 5% hail risk here, and look at that. Oh, no tornado risk. So it's going to be wind and hail. Let's see for tomorrow. Let me look at for tomorrow, HRRR. Let me HRRR it for tomorrow. Looking at surface temperatures for tomorrow. Wow. Ooh, New York City is going to be well up in there. Simulated reflectivity. Not too worried about tomorrow. Oh, look at that. Oh, Syracuse. And I have bus pass, so yeah, I might just travel down to Syracuse tomorrow. Supercells. Yeah, supercells tomorrow forecast in Syracuse. All right, that's just one model. Let me check the NAM. Wow. Syracuse. Nice. And now let's look for Friday afternoon. So more showers and storms. So this upper level low is just going to hang around here for a few days. And it's what could actually potentially pick up Hurricane Lee. And then behind this upper level system, we're going to get a... This is why people are concerned. This is why people are concerned. Hashtag Lee. Let's just... 80 miles an hour, yeah. All right, I'm gonna try to. So right now, I am looking at Lee, Hurricane Lee. Yep. I was right. Hurricane Jova is now a Category 5. Yeah. Because the last advisory, when I looked at that satellite imagery just 10 minutes ago, guess what it said? 115 miles per hour. I said, no way that's a 115 mile an hour hurricane. That has to be a 4 or 5. In fact, look at the description of my video. When I made this, it was still technically a 3. Wait, finished? How is it finished? Oh, right. That's the old stream. Okay. We got 3 viewers, right? Look, I have not edited this. I have not edited the description. I posted it. Look, I have not edited this. Look at this. I have not edited the description. I posted it. Look, I have not edited this. Look at this. I have not edited it. Okay. In the Pacific, we have a very intense Hurricane Jova with a very dense central overcast, or central dense overcast, CDO, and a symmetrical eye. Based on the ADT, the Advanced Dvorak Technique, it is on the threshold of being a Cat 5. That's what I said. And now the National Hurricane Center did exactly that. They used the ADT, they used the Advanced Dvorak Technique, and upgraded it to a 5. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. That's a 5 right there. I mean, 10 minutes ago, when I first was live streaming, even before I started streaming, I said it's a 5. I mean, look, let me go back right here, just 19 minutes. All right. And right here is the beginning of the stream, right? Let's see. Yeah, looks like I did it. Okay. Yeah. I said it's a 5. Yep, I said the Jova is a 5 before the National Hurricane Center did. Yep. I mean, not to brag, I just like, yeah, I'm bragging, but this is my calling. It's like, I just know what's going on. Like, I have very little math experience. Okay, fine, Calc 2. Wow. But I don't have any more math experience than that. Everything I know is self-taught. How to look at hurricanes, how to anticipate how they're going to rapidly intensify. It's based on experience and just the environmental conditions. I mean, if there's shear, yeah, you're not going to have rapid intensification. Look at this. Look at this right now. Where is it? Where's the satellite? Okay. Do you see any shear of any kind? Do you see this being sheared off? No, there is zero shear. 0. This is a 5. I mean, they gotta freaking fly a plane into this. Oh, man. If they flew a reconnaissance mission into that, they're gonna find some really strong winds. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this is near record strength. I mean, they're estimating how strong these winds are. Remember how they found Patricia's record winds? Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're gonna find record winds, or near record winds in this too. I suspect the storm is already under 910 millibars. I said that HO. And now let's see what National Hurricane Center is saying now. Spaghetti models, right? Or even better, let's just go to tropical tidbits, current storms, Hurricane Hova. You're kidding me. They're still saying, oh yeah, there we go, 160. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's over very warm waters now. Yeah, this is an El Nino-driven storm. Yeah, that's definitely a 5. As I said, that's the most intense convection I've ever seen. This is a lopsided storm. I'm sorry to say this, but this is a poor excuse of a storm. Lee right now is just shredded. I mean, look at this. Yeah, Lee is just, I'm sorry to say this, but Lee's a poor excuse of a storm. I don't think it's a hurricane. That's just me. I think Lee is a strong tropical storm right now. If I had to guess where Lee's circulation is, somewhere in this area here. So it's, I mean, the longer it takes Lee to strengthen, the more it will stay to the south over warm waters. Then it will really intensify, and the more it stays to the south, the weaker the steering currents will be. Also means the further west it can go. Because the European model has been consistently saying, I mean, last night's run was really terrifying. Let me explain why. Right here. Looks like it's going north, right? And now look at that. Right here. Moving northwest. So I'm gonna try. If this is going to New York City, I don't care what people tell me. I'm heading down to New York City. I'm going to find any way to get down to the city to see the storm. You know, I mean, this is a journalism, I'm taking a journalism major, so this is going to be perfect. I can show my professor how, not professional, but how much experience I have, because, I was out there during Sandy, I was out there during Isaias, I was out there during, what is the storm before Isaias? During Henri. Yeah, I was out there during, Tropical Storm Faye. I was out there. And then I was out there during Isaias, just a few days later, or just a few weeks later. I was out there during Tropical Storm Isaias, but it was more like a hurricane. That's one of the most intense wind events I've ever seen. I mean, and the crazy thing is, the strongest winds happened after all the heavy rain ended. It was like, because we weren't we were in the right front quadrant, but we were also in the southern inflow jet, or southern jet, because the storm had a very fast forward momentum. and you had very strong winds. In fact, that's why there's such strong winds were reported during Hurricane Hazel in 1954, topped the Empire State Building. In fact, if you want to look at Hurricane Hazel in 1954, even though New York City was far removed from the center of circulation, with center of circulation being extratropical over Pennsylvania, or possibly still tropical, I don't agree with this extratropical. I mean, look at that. That's a Category 4 hurricane coming ashore in North Carolina. I think this was still a tropical system. I think it lost tropical characteristics somewhere over Lake Ontario. Look at this. In New York City, a peak gust of 113 miles per hour was reported at the Battery at the south end of Manhattan. 113 miles per hour in New York City. Keep in mind, this was well out of the path of the storm. Very big system. So yeah. Again, thanks, Amber. So yeah, let's look at the GFS. The GFS should, yeah, it's saying it's raining outside. Yeah, I was just out there. It's not raining. Oh, that's surprising. Huh. Yeah, it's not raining where I am, but there is a pretty potent cell that just formed. Yeah, it looks like the tail end Charlie got pretty intense. Alright, so let's look at the visible satellite imagery of Hurricane Lee. There's a northeast wind here. Looks like the center of circulation should be somewhere just a little bit above 15 degrees north. Just at this time yesterday, this is where it was. So it is kind of moving northwest-northwest. Yeah, so this is definitely not good. This is looking at tomorrow. So let's look at Campiflagre for just a little bit. I'm going to look at the... Okay, this is not Campiflagre. This is Stromboli. Right. Nothing. Nothing. All right, clear. 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 Pretty much clear. I think that's the only one that might be an earthquake right there. 1, 2. There we go. 1, 2. Yeah, 1 and 2. You see, it kind of got like embedded in the other activity, so yeah, you can't really tell. Yeah, it's been pretty clear today. As I said, I don't consider any of these earthquakes. I mean, look at this. See? Nope, nothing. Nada. 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 That's the only time we had an earthquake. So yeah, Campiflagre's activity stopped. Here's why. It's still uplifting. It looks like there was this distant earthquake, pretty strong distant earthquake. Yep, that definitely was an earthquake. I want to see what that one was. It looks like there probably was a pretty strong one today. It looks, it could have been the one. Yeah, I think that was the one. That 6.2 was probably the one. Yep. All right. I'm so tired right now. Anyway, guys. Let's see. Look at this, 34 bucks. Earliest. Now let's see if I go from Syracuse to New York City. Probably getting like 50 bucks. Look at that, cheapest. Cheapest. Yeah, I'll probably save more if I go from New York City from Syracuse to New York City than New York City to Boston. Yeah, I mean, look, let me see. Yep, 35 bucks. 35 and then what, 27? Or then maybe I can go to Albany. And then go Albany to Boston. Huh, $25. Look at that. 20 bucks. Huh. Maybe if I go Syracuse to Albany and then Albany to Boston. Let's see if I could save some of that. 20. Right, 20 bucks. Oh, look at that. 20 and 20. So look at that. 50 bucks. But if I go straight from Syracuse, this is going to be a little different now. $55, so it's actually more expensive. And then if I go Albany to, like, I don't know, Worcester, because then I could take like a commuter rail, which is like nothing because their commuter rail is really cheap. Worcester. So it'll be what, 20 bucks? And then 30 bucks. Or I can go Albany to NYC. Ah, my neck just popped. Oh, look at that. $15. Ha! $13. So going from Syracuse to Albany, 20 bucks, and then another $13. So it's actually $33. Look at that. So apparently, look at all these crazy cheap prices here. Wanda Coach for next Friday. And then I'll come up with my parents, I guess, a few days later, like on Saturday or Sunday, you know, and bring up my air conditioning, you know, probably. And also I'll get to see the storm, probably write a report on it for my class. Of course, my parents are probably going to say no because they are controlling. You know, I honestly wish my mom never made that decision to buy that house. You know, like she can't even afford to buy me a used car, and yet she has the money to buy herself a Lexus. It's not right, you know. I mean, I get you want to treat yourself, but at what cost? You know, you're in this debt now because you decided to splurge all your money, doing all these needless renovations to your house. Look, I mean, I'm really grateful for my mom, but sometimes she doesn't make the best decisions, which leads me to basically have to suffer the consequences because of her decisions. Such as, you know, what if they opened up a college fund for me? They never thought of that because they always said, oh, because I'm autistic, I'm never going to need to go to college. So they never opened up a college fund for me. Also, to be honest, they weren't in the best financial situation to do so in the first place. But lucky for my sisters, they were born later when my family was in better financial situations. They're still not in the best situation, but better than when I was born. I mean, I was diagnosed with autism at age 3, so being diagnosed with autism at such an early age and being nonverbal, my parents never really had high expectations for me, unfortunately. By the time they changed their expectations and realized that I was not what they thought, it was too little too late. You know, they always assumed that I was helpless, that I couldn't do anything on my own. You know, putting me in a special ed school, putting me in a group home. And that was after I proved them wrong on so many occasions. You know, they did it because they wanted to help me, but it ended up hurting me instead. You know, they were able to give my sisters all this tutoring, private tutoring. You know, whereas I could have benefited from that. I could have benefited from all that tutoring. Especially since I didn't go to high school, because I was sent to a special ed school instead. So I already had a disadvantage because of my learning disability, but then having to go to a special ed school where your educational needs are not really being met, it's not right, you know. My whole life I've been given these, like, handicaps. I'm not even talking about my disability. My disability is just one part of the equation. I'm talking about I was given, like, a bad deck of cards. And I'm trying to do what I can to, even though I have a quote-unquote bad deck, I'm not saying, okay, I give up, you know, screw the game. I'm trying to make do. I'm trying to cope with and make my life go as best as it can. Why do you think I want to, you know, pursue this major? I realize that, okay, I can't do weather, I can't do math and physics because that's not my strong suit. Because not only because of my condition, but because, you know, not everyone can sit down with me and explain how to, you know, do this. Like, I'm not good at learning math in a classroom setting. Heck, I suck at closed book exams. This is why when I'm not doing these live streams, I'm either working, you know, just a little bit, just to make a little bit of money, or doing my homework. I have I have a project that's due in a couple. Well, not a project, an assignment that's due in a couple weeks. And as soon as I'm done with this live stream, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing that project. I have so many other projects. I'm already several chapters ahead on all my assignments. I've been reading ahead, you know, because I want to be ahead. I want to be as good as I can in my major, because this is what I want to do. I want to be a broadcaster, specifically broadcast meteorologist. The problem is I won't be able to get a meteorologist degree because of my inability to take closed book exams when it comes to math and physics. That is literally my only handicap. The inability to take closed book math and physics exams. Do I know how to interpret the models? Yes. So I know how to read the skew-T maps, like right here, for instance. There, I'm going to open up a skew-T plot, and I'm going to show that at least I know somewhat of what I'm talking about. It's not just, okay, looking at a map and seeing, you know, how the winds are blowing. You also have to look at the soundings. Right here, this right here is your, so right here's your moist adiabatic lapse rate. Right here, moist adiabats. This is your dry adiabatic lapse rate. So right here's your lapse rates. And this right here is your virtual temperature. Did I learn this on my own? No. Of course, someone taught me that. But I'm able to understand. Since I was 8 years old, I've known how to calculate Celsius to Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit to Celsius. I always understood. This one person taught me, and it always stuck in my head. To calculate the temperature in Celsius to Fahrenheit, so it's temperature in Celsius, or C, multiplied by 1.8 plus 32. That will give you the conversion from Celsius to Fahrenheit if you want to find out the temperature. But it's different if you want to calculate the anomaly. Like, let's say you're 5 degrees Celsius above normal. How do you calculate that? C, or the temperature in Celsius, let's say it's 25 degrees Celsius and averages 20s. So you have 5 degrees Celsius above normal. So to calculate that in Fahrenheit, it will be temperature in Celsius times 1.8 would give you the temperature above normal in Fahrenheit. Okay, and to do for Fahrenheit, it will be temperature in Fahrenheit minus 32 divided by 1.8. So let's say it's 90 degrees outside, right? So you would take that value of 90, subtract 32, 90 minus 32, which would give you 58, and you divide that by 1.8, which will give you 32.2. That's how you calculate Fahrenheit to Celsius. I mean, that's simple, but I've known this since I was 8 years old. So it's not that I don't know how to do mathematics. I do. I've even known how to do some calculus equations, like quadratic equation, like for instance, I know how to do the quadratic equation. Quadratic formula is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, or x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. That's a quadratic formula, and each of those letters represent a numerical value. The problem is, during an exam, there are just so many different formulas. And this is very hard for someone with autism, especially ADHD, to do that. I mean, there has to be a different way to have people quiz them of knowledge. Like, it shouldn't be all, okay, up in there. They should be able to use it from on paper. They should be able to say, okay, this is how you do it. Because most meteorologists aren't just going to pick things from their head. They're going to have a sheet in front of them that'll teach them or tell them how to do it. Like, or they have computers that do all the work for you. So how is it that you have to know everything by heart? It's not like, this is just so confusing. I mean, especially for someone with a learning disability, they need to change how they do exams. They really, really do. I mean, I think this whole exam-heavy classes, it's just a disaster. It's setting up students who have test issues for failure. They may get all the questions right during homework because they're taking notes. You take away their notes, you take away, you know, the way they learn, and then of course they're going to fail an exam. There needs to be a different way of teaching, or look. I mean, I never went to high school. I was pulled out of school in middle school because of bullying. I mean, then again, I did have pretty bad ADHD then, but I was learning stuff in school. I was learning it. Like, I was really trying to pay attention. I was sitting in class, I was paying attention, but the bullying got so bad that I stopped caring about everything. I stopped caring about school. My performance started going down. I mean, when you're bullied to the point that you're being pushed down a flight of stairs and you're being daily harassed to the point that's all you think about, of course your grades are going to suffer. You're going to do really terrible. And when I first started, my grades on my first report card, I had almost all perfect grade, almost all. You know, my math was like a 3 out of a 4, which is really good still. It's still good. But 3 out of a 4 is like equivalent of a B. Imagine going from A's and B's down to C's and D's and then F's. That's what happened because of bullying. And instead of sending me to a different school or out of the inclusion program where all the bullying was happening, I was sent to a special ed school where I further fell academically behind. I mean, I think the homeschooling might have not been a good idea either. I think the best option would have just to send me to a different middle school, and that's it. You know, I would have met new people, and even if I was bullied there, it wasn't the same people. Like, no one was as bad as the inclusion program director that I had. She literally did nothing to stop the bullying, and not only that, but she punished me for being bullied. Like, literally, if I got attacked, if I got beaten up, I got punished for it. I'm just trying to explain to you why I'm struggling academically, especially in math and physics. It all goes down to how people made bad decisions that impacted my life. Were those decisions deliberate? No, of course not. They weren't like, okay, I'm doing this because I want to hurt them. No. But at the time, they thought they were doing these decisions to help me. Like, my mom pulled me out of there because she didn't want to see me being beaten up and be an emotional wreck. I had really bad OCD. I had really bad trauma. You know, I wasn't really getting along with certain family members at home. So yeah, my mom made the decision of sending me to a special ed school. Do I blame her? Am I going to say, okay, it's your fault? Sometimes I do. Like, she could have made another choice, but she didn't really have a lot of choices to make. But I think putting me in the group home, I mean, with 24-hour supervision, when I specifically was trying really hard to prevent that from happening, and I knew it wasn't going to end well for me, that wasn't her best choice. That wasn't her best attribute. Like, that I can say that was her fault. But besides that, there's no blaming her. Anyway, oh, the storm is here. Oh yeah, it's right on top of me right now. Yep, there is a really intense downpour right over me. I just checked the radar. So I'm going outside to film the storm, and I'm going to upload it again. It's hot. Mom, listen. Mom, can I talk to you? Mom, can Dylan do anything about my assignments? Like, can he help?
Yes, but I think do not reach out to him now.
When can I reach out to him?
I know send him a text message.
Мам, ты знаешь, что я на 15 число приезжаю на Рош ха-Шана, но у меня деньги нету. Как я приеду на Рош ха-Шана к тебе? А когда Йом-Кипр будет?
Ты же в эту пятницу получаешь деньги.
I might get money. Might.
Если ты в эту пятницу получишь деньги, купи билет
Не. Нет, ты знаешь что? I don't want to rely на maybe. Ты можешь мне, пожалуйста, посылать like today or tomorrow money? I will, and then I will buy the ticket and you could take it off for my SSI. Because here's the thing. Я не хочу to rely. Here's the thing. Я не могу, I cannot request pay time off. Я не могу. Я позвонил to my manager, I'm like, I cannot request time off, you know, который я уже accumulate. I said, I need money by next Friday. He said, I'll see what I can do. He said, I'll try. Я...
Кто это, какой менеджер?
Который здесь в Amazon, в Нью-Йорке. Я их не доверяю. Если я куплю эту же пятницу, they said, not this Friday, next Friday, потому уже поздно будет. Мне уже авто...
Теперь смотри, если by Friday ты не получишь деньги, я тебя отправлю.
This Friday or next Friday?
This Friday.
Конечно, я ничего не получу.
Ну, ты же сказал, что ты можешь.
Нет, я эту пятницу ничего не получаю. You misunderstood me. Мам, я никакие расходы личные не делаю. Я все делаю...
А как ты сегодня спишь без кондиционера?
Как я без... Я сполоснулся в холодный душ. And it's not doing anything. It's so hot. It's so humid.
Подожди, а окно ты можешь открыть?
Нет, еще нету там. She didn't do it yet. Я жду. John said she's gonna...
So you're opening the door from your room, right?
Yeah, там есть fan. It barely does anything, Mom.
So you do have fan.
Oh shit, Mom, I'm live on YouTube. Hold on. Let me go to the other room. Everyone is hearing our conversation. The English class. actually, I talked to my mom. Sorry, as you have to hear that conversation. Yes, I'm going to be coming to New York for Rosh Hashanah. And if there's going to be a hurricane in New York, it's a win-win situation. I get to have I get to spend quality time with my grandparents, with my mom, and I potentially get to see a hurricane. You know, it's not set in stone. May or may not hit. I mean, I do think it's gonna go out to sea though. And I kind of wanted to go out to sea. I kind of just don't want it to impact anybody. You know, destruction and disaster. Like, come on, we've had enough of that already. Let us just go out to sea and not hit anybody, please. In fact, Professor Scuba said the same thing. Let it just be a fish storm, and I'm hoping for that, but you know, you can't help but get excited when you see a storm trending closer to the coast. Like, you want it to come close enough to give you wind and rain, but you don't want the destruction. You kind of want it to do this. Or, no, you want... So you kind of want it to do this. You know, come close enough to give you wind and rain and just skirt up the coast. Give you a nor'easter, basically. But unfortunately... Ugh, man. Bugs everywhere. It's my fault for leaving the door open. Anyway, I'm resetting this live stream. I screwed up. I'm going to restart my live stream. Bingo.